Welcome to Coffee and Bottles with Mathusha and Adriana.
Hi, I'm Mathusha.
And I'm Adriana.
Yay!
Yay!
So, so how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Feeling a little we were feeling a little bit of how do you say cabin fever this week and last week
Mm-hmm.
because of the weather change and how we can no longer spend hours outside. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Hmm.
It's I felt like the weather changed overnight. It wasn't like a drastic drop in the cold weather. It was like 30 one day and then hey, we're down to
Yeah,
15.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And one day we went outside and I think it was like 6 degrees or something like
Oh
that.
my.
Yeah,
Oh my.
I know.
And today it was a little bit warmer, but I don't know. I looked outside. I'm like, it's deceiving. It's like all the other days where I'm just gonna wear my long pants and my and my long shirts and grab
Mhm.
a scarf.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, it's funny because like I everywhere I look, I'll see people wearing like half summer, half like fall,
Yes.
winter gear, and I'm just like, oh my, like what is happening outside?
Yeah. It's so interesting because you're right. When you go outside, it's like some people have taken their fall wardrobe out into their closets and some have not.
Exactly, yeah. Or they'll wear like really, long pants, long shirt, and then flip-flops. It's like
Oh, I'm guilty of I am that person.
I'm that person too, and I refuse. I refuse until it gets really
Same.
cold.
Same. I wear sweatpants, t-shirt, and my Birks still. I'm
Yeah,
still in summer.
yeah, definitely. I know. I'm
Yeah.
like only when my toes start to feel really, really like cold and they start changing color, then I will wear closed toe shoes.
So true. So true.
But yeah, so one thing we decided to do was just kind of like create little centers around the house because I mean, thankfully we have a bigger space now because
Hmm.
we had gone from a very, very small space to a much larger
Yes,
space. Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was interesting.
But you guys did it. More power to you. That's
Thank you.
really good.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge. It was definitely like much easier in the summer and like, before all of this stuff happened. But
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we changed into centers and I gotta say, uh, it's been helping a lot. Like before I would go to the gym with the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
you wait, you went to the gym with the girls?
yeah, I went to the gym with the girls. They actually got like little gym tags and whatever because we joined Good Life. So they gave us each a little tag.
They have
Yeah,
their own gym memberships? Oh my God.
yeah, it was
That's
really
amazing.
cute. Because every time we went there, they had to like scan the barcode. So they like
Hmm.
scanned in and then they were like, okay, here's your receipt. And then like the oldest one would hold her receipt and she was so happy that she got it. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would be too. I mean, when I had a gym membership, I was excited when they scanned me in. It's like you were part of an elite club. Like, come on in.
I know, exactly. It's like I was thinking like because the little tags, it's so cute. It's like
Yeah.
they're what they're at the time pretty much because I did the whole we did the whole two under two thing. So it's like under 2-year-olds with little gym tags.
Oh.
I should take a
They're
picture
like,
and put it on our
you
Instagram.
should. I feel like um that's like a milestone when they get their first
Yeah,
gym membership.
I know. It doesn't usually happen that young, but
Oh, it doesn't. They're usually much, much older.
if I join, then like the girls will be over there and like they'll be okay and they'll be playing with other kids. And then I can still do like my classes or exercise or whatever. So
And not feel nervous because they're in the same
exactly.
building as you.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. And that was one
so
of the
smart.
selling points because they were like, if anything, like we can just come and get you. Like as long as you let us know where you'll be for that hour
Yeah.
or however long. I think it's maximum 2 hours. But yeah,
Hmm.
they were just like, yeah, like we can always come and get you. So like, oh, that's great. Because honestly, I was having a
Hmm.
little bit of separation anxiety the first time.
So wait, do they do classes with you, or like how does it work?
So, okay, so pretty much what happened was my good friend told me about this because I didn't even know. Like, she was like, "Oh yeah, in the past I would go to the gym and I'd see like mothers with their kids there." And I was like,
Hmm.
"What? Like, what were they doing?" And she's like, "Oh, they have
Yeah.
like a daycare area." I was like, "Oh, that's genius."
Uh-huh. It
Yeah,
really is.
I know. So this is their first time like ever being apart from me. So
Oh.
yeah. So they had a tough time, more so the youngest, Anna, because she really had never been away from me except for like with the grandparents or something. But Elsa had a chance to go to a babysitter at one point when I had to go
Hmm.
back. So she
She
kind of
has
remembered.
experience with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Hmm.
oh, okay,
And
I've
you're
been
like,
through this before.
yeah, she's like, this is familiar. I'm okay. I know my mommy's gonna come back.
Exactly, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it like so it was really, really hard for Anna. And I kid you not, the first few days that I went, um
Hmm.
I heard her crying and I heard like I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do a full class because like, it's their first week or their first time. So I'm just gonna stay like close by. I'll go on the treadmills or the ellipticals or something, right? And the whole
Hmm.
time I could hear like, "Ah!" I'm like, oh my
Oh, that's rough.
God. Yeah. And then they like the poor gym lady, the one of the daycare or well, she's like a gym instructor, but she's like she
Hmm.
works at the daycare from time to time. So yeah, she
Yes.
had to come and get me and she's like,
Oh
"Hi."
no.
She hasn't stopped crying. So I was like, "Oh my
Oh,
God, I know
my poor baby.
what yeah, exactly." But then like
Oh,
the next few times I went to some classes and like it started to get better. I never fully did a whole class until like closer to maybe like 4 or 5 weeks in. Like it took a while. It took a while.
yeah.
Yeah. But
But it's good that you have that option, right? Like you know what? I'm just thinking this is a great option for people to try it out before they put their kids in daycare or like give
yes.
their children that experience.
Yes, absolutely. I highly, highly, highly recommend it because, again, remember I was ta telling you last time about how I worry about them with like their social skills. So like this was great because the other kids that were there, some of them were regulars, so they were just like hi, like Sally or whatever. Um, my
Oh,
dad's gonna go to this class today, so I'm just gonna stay here. And they're like 4 years old or something.
that's amazing.
Yeah. Like, and they understood, and most of them actually near the end, like um, when we close to when we had stopped, they didn't want
Hmm.
to leave. Like they actually they started
They
to
were
give
having
me
so much fun.
they gave me a hard time because I was like, okay, it's time to go. So then I would like strategically choose classes or something that was close to the time where like they had to leave. So it
Uh-huh.
was like, oh, everyone's going for lunch. We have to go. Let's go. But I know that was a bit.
That's the best.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Oh,
definitely recommend it.
no, you know what? If we get that opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
where things open up and, we have
Hmm.
when things are back to normal again,
Yeah.
it's something that I'll definitely consider. Just
Yeah.
thinking about it, it's like you can actually go work out,
Hmm.
like benefit that way and have your children looked after in the same
Exact.
building and
Yes.
they can come
Yeah.
get you when
Yes.
they're crying.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
It was the best. It was I tell everyone till this day, it was the best hour of my like week or day. Because at one point I was
Hmm.
going like 3 or 4 days a week. Like I was really into it and like, yeah, let's
That's
do
awesome.
this. So it was because I was also solo at home, right? So it was a
Yeah.
really, really good chance for me to actually, be able to just just kind of like oh boy, what's the word I'm looking for? Just
It's taking care of yourself.
yes, exactly. Yes. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. It's
Like you're
so, so important.
it's beautiful because it's not like it's you don't have to wait for your husband to come home and worry about all the chores that need to be done
Mm-hmm.
while he's home on top of going out and like
Mm-hmm.
trying to get a workout in. It's beautiful.
Exactly.
Like you can
Yeah.
go in and drop them off and get your workout and what's even more nice is it breaks up the day a little bit. I find that when I
Yeah.
go out and do something, it's like you give them a little bit more stimulation, but you give yourself a chance to kind of break up your day and not feel like you're cooped up in one place all the time.
Yes, exactly. And it was also like
Yeah,
for me, again, like talking about, you know, taking care of ourselves,
yeah.
it was really nice because I had that like adult interaction that I don't normally get when I'm at home with the
Mm-hmm.
girls. So it was like,
Yeah.
oh, like, I'll talk to the instructors or I'll like talk to some of the other people that were in my class. So it was like,
Mm-hmm.
was really nice just to like be out in the world and like knowing that you're doing something good for
Yeah,
yourself.
yourself. And
And
you're doing something good for them too.
exactly, yes. I found that it actually helped with all of our moods so,
Yeah.
so, so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And they get to socialize, and
Yes.
they get to play and be in a different environment. Oh, this good life.
Yeah.
Such a good
Yeah.
good job, good life.
Seriously. Seriously, because I was like we were actually debating. I was like, should I even join the gym this year? Because like
Yeah.
I love, like I'm a sucker for the exercise classes. Like,
Yeah.
put me in front of any of those like machines or weights, and I'm like, yeah, like this is
I
boring. I
know.
can't do this,
You
right?
know what? I'm the same.
Yeah. Oh, we should do a class together.
We
Oh,
should. Like an online one.
yeah, that would be so fun. I know.
And it would actually push me to do it.
See, we're reading together. Now we're exercising together.
I know.
What?
Our friendship is blossoming.
Yeah, really.
Just to remember when we talked about we were going to read for 15 minutes
Yes.
each day.
Yes.
So believe it or not, I haven't been doing it every day, but I've actually been doing it pretty often.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, it may not be 15, it may be 10,
Mhm.
but I am getting it in there somehow.
But
So
still,
you're
yeah.
motivating me.
Yay.
You're definitely motivating me.
Oh, that's so good. I know I've been,
Yeah,
well, yeah, I've been getting not every day, like not as often as I used to.
yeah.
But that's because the book I was reading kind of like, it wasn't
Oh,
as interesting as I thought it would be.
uh, I
So I
hate when
switched,
that happens.
exactly. So I switched to another.
Very good. I'm reading I don't know if you remember like the Chicken Soup
Yes.
books,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
those little like feel good stories. So I'm reading Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul right now. Um
Yay.
eh, and it's one of those books that I got from like I think like from a secondhand store.
Okay, yeah.
And it's just something that I bought off
Mhm.
chance. Haven't touched it for years, and then I'm like, you know what? This would be really good. Kind of cheer me up a little and make you
Yeah.
feel all good and warm inside.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, the
Yeah.
I think it was the writer. Again, we're gonna have to fact check this, but I
Yes, I know.
writer was on one of those the documentary for The Secret, and he was like,
No
yeah,
way.
yeah, something like that. And like he was saying like he really wanted like a really good idea, like a way to like make money and whatever. And then he thought of that. But again, I'll have to fact check that.
No, but that's so interesting. Like
Yeah.
it would make sense that that's a it would make sense someone who's writing for the chicken soup for that book would would be a part of the secret.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I love The Secret so, so much. But one of my close family friends that I was staying with while I was in school, she showed me The Secret, and I was like, "What is this sorcery?" Like, I did not know what it was. And then I watched the whole thing, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna start doing it." And then I did, and then it worked, and it was so cool.
Really?
Yes, yeah. It got me my old job.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I right for when we had Mowgli, or before we
Mhm,
had Mowgli, before I was pregnant, we spent quite a few years trying
mhm,
um, fertility clinics, the whole bit. Now
mhm,
with I remember one day at work, a close friend of mine was like, "You should watch The Secret." Like the movie. And I'm like, well, I read the book like years ago, but I
mhm.
was much younger and I guess I didn't understand it that much. So I went home, I watched the movie, and I came back and I'm like, you're right. I'm just going to put it out in the universe that I'm pregnant. That I'm just going to, think about it and I'm going to say I'm pregnant. And that was right before our our IUI,
Mhm.
one of their fertility um, treatments, and I
Yeah,
got pregnant. Yeah. So there were many different things that I tried during that time that was different.
yeah.
Acupuncture was one of them, and actually believing that I was pregnant.
Wow. Yeah, see, like, because they said make a vision board. So I made one. I put it up in my
Wow.
office. I looked at it every day. I was like, I'm
That's
gonna
awesome.
do this. Like, I'm gonna be a teacher. Like,
Yeah,
and it was,
that's amazing.
yeah, it's really something. I really believe it.
You know what? I should start doing that with like everyday things, like maybe work as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so smart.
I
Yeah,
know.
what I did was I went on Pinterest and I got like pictures of babies and
Mm.
I picked out names for them. This is so creepy. I don't
Aw,
know what to
no.
say. It's
That's actually,
creepy.
like that's what they say, right? Like just make
Yeah.
your vision board and like choose. But I mean, nowadays with technology, it's yeah, it does make
Yeah.
sense to use it on Pinterest.
So I was on Pinterest, and you pick out like outfits, you pick out like pictures of babies, you pick out names, like all of those different things.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. It's a little creepy, but it yeah, you're
but
right. That's exactly what they tell you to do.
it is. And but it honestly, it is the power of your mind, right? Like the more you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm so scared, like something's gonna happen to me, then of course something is going to happen to you. Because they say
Yeah.
that you're putting that out into the universe, and the universe is like, okay, like that's all this person thinks about. Let's make it happen. Like,
Let's give it to them.
yeah, it's actually really exciting to think that like you are kind of in charge of, your own like path, like your own life,
Destiny.
basically.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying not to use that word because apparently I use it way too much.
You use
And
the word destiny too
I
much out of
do, I
all the
do. I'm always
words.
like, I know.
Thank you for listening to Coffee and Bottles. Keep sipping on.